Hello, dear fans, friends, and subscribers. This is your host Ram, welcoming you to your daily edition of the Cricket Happenings show. This on a Sunday. I'm sorry there could be some background noise. Please bear. We played at Christchurch. Its first day-night encounter. Just talking about the Australian team. This Australian team has rested a lot of main cricketers just to keep them fresh as the World Cup is coming up in India. So everyone wants to get fresh. One understands that. And as far as Australia, I'm just going to do a very brief preview of the Australian team first, and then we look at the New Zealand team. So that is something I'm having for you today in my cricket show. Then we have the Pakistan Super League. There were two matches which we're talking about as well. But first, let's head off to Christchurch for the preview of the first T20 match between New Zealand and Australia. As I said, this is the first time. In the past, we have seen only day matches there. This is the first time. In the sense, it's basically played at probably at night time. And that never. I mean, just to tell you that never has been a day-night encounter in Christchurch, which is surprising for me, but definitely that's what it says. Now, looking at the New Zealand team, as far as the New Zealand team is concerned, well, there is a big question mark over Martin Guptill. Now, Martin Guptill has been struggling for form. He has not been amongst the runs, but we all know that Martin Guptill, once he gets going, he's a very, very difficult customer to deal with because he can really get the innings on to a really a very quick start. And he's a pretty dangerous player at that, I would say. So he will be opening the innings with a very emerging player from New Zealand by the name Tim Seifert. And you know, Tim Seifert is a very attacking player. He has modeled himself on none other than the former great player Brendan McCullum. And definitely, if Martin Guptill also gets going, New Zealand, as you know, they are in ounces of confidence. But let's understand one thing about New Zealand, that in the T20 form of cricket, they have been struggling. They are placed sixth, so that is where they have to improve. They are on the top of the pile in the Test matches. They are doing very well in the one-day international circuit. But the T20 is something where they have to really work on because it's probably they are placed sixth as far as the T20 standings are concerned. So Tim Seifert and Guptill will open innings. Kane Williamson, we all know what a wonderful player he is. He is the captain, the cool and calculated captain of New Zealand, Kane Williamson. Devon Conway, very good talent which is emerging. We saw that what he did against Pakistan. He has been running up very good, consistent scores. Devon Conway, hitter of the ball, Glenn Philippi, comes probably in the middle order. New Zealand have two genuine all-rounders. In fact, three, I would say. It's Jimmy Neesham, Mitchell Santner. He has become the second most expensive buy in Indian Premier League 2021. So it's the first time he will be tasting Indian subcontinental conditions when he goes for the IPL in 2021. And Kyle Jamieson, I am really looking forward to him because Kyle Jamieson is someone who has bowled in the T20 matches but has never batted. That I really believe very strongly about Kyle Jamieson that he's genuine all-rounder because he has the ability. He has a great height as far as cricket is concerned, and he can really, if he can thump the ball will go yards. I can tell you that. And Kyle Jamieson, he has already proved his batting ability. His bowling is also, we all know what he brings to the table, especially in New Zealand conditions. Kyle Jamieson would be a real threat. We saw what he did against Pakistan. He's someone who has all the weapons in his armory. When you talk about pace bowling, he can swing the ball, he can get the ball to go away, he get the ball that nips in. He has a wonderful Yorker. He has a magnificent bouncer with his height that he has. He can bowl balls that are absolutely unplayable, one could say. So Kyle Jamieson is someone I definitely term him as an all-rounder. So they are flooded with all-rounders. Jimmy Neesham, Mitchell Santner, Kyle Jamieson. And then Tim Southee can also bat a bit, but mainly it's Tim Southee and Trent Boult, the trusted bowling attack of New Zealand, which always has delivered for them. And then we have the right-arm leg spin of East Sodhi. So that's as far as the New Zealand team is concerned. But if you look at Australia, definitely for Australia, it's a chance for all the talented players to really prove themselves because they have rested all the big names. So, and Aaron Finch is the captain of the team. But let's understand one thing. that Aaron Finch is in absolutely horrors, because in the Big Bash League in Australia, he totally misfired. He could not get amongst the runs. He struggled big time. And so Aaron Finch is someone who has to. So it's a similar thing for both the teams. Aaron Finch, the only problem for Aaron Finch, unlike Martin Guptill, who is not the captain of the New Zealand team, Aaron Finch is captaining Australia, and he will be under immense pressure because, as I said, he had a horror Big Bash League 2021, unfortunately. So let's see whether Aaron Finch can change the equation around this time. Josh Philippi, another excited talent from Australia, has been scoring a lot of runs, likes to hit the ball very well. He will be opening the innings, and definitely Josh Philip was someone who was amongst the runs in this Big Bash League, and that's a precise reason he booked the ticket to New Zealand. Maxwell really strengthens them because he's another batsman who can really play some good shots. He has some good timing, and he's also a powerful striker as well. Glenn Maxwell coming in at number. Everyone knows that with this, Marcus Stoinis, now another all-rounder in the form of Glenn Maxwell. Marcus Stoinis is also in some superb form, doubt about it. And they have a split of all-rounders like what New Zealand has. They have genuine all-rounders compared to New Zealand, one could say. Ashton Turner, or Mitchell Ashton Turner probably, who had a good BBL. Ashton Agar, the spinner, and also another all-rounder in the mix as well. Now, Jai Richardson will be absolutely excited. He's coming back after a big break, as you'll all understand, after the injury. He did not play against India, and now Jai Richardson is a pace bowler, and he has been bowling superbly in the Big Bash League 2021. Gets his chance in the Trans-Tasman series, and he would be pretty excited because he's another one who is going to make his first foray into Indian Premier League 2021, and that is big excitement for Jai Richardson. And then they have Kane Richardson, another experienced bowler, Jason Bandov, the left-arm seamer, who has hit his straps very well in the BBL, and then they have the leg spin of Adam Zampa, the right-arm leg spinner. So it is going to be wonderful. I think Australia will be under much pressure, according to me. But because Australia, as I said, they are not in their full-strength team. They have a half-strength team here, but it's all about the experienced people doing well, like Glenn Maxwell, Marcus Stoinis, Finch, Wade. But other than that, they have a lot of youngsters also into the mix who would be definitely liking to prove a point. This is the Hagley Oval in Christchurch, which is hosting this first night game at the venue. It's very good in New Zealand. So one is looking forward to it, no doubt about it. This will kick off the first T20 match of the Trans-Tasman series, Australia taking on New Zealand today in Christchurch. So that is as far as the preview is concerned between Australia and New Zealand. Now we get on to the Pakistan Super League. The Pakistan Super League, 2 matches played today. The first match which was played was Peshawar Zalmi taking on the Lahore Qalandars. And Peshawar Zalmi batted first, making 140 for 6, batting first. The highest scorer, Shoaib Malik, was looking pretty fluent in his knock, made 26 of 24 deliveries, 4 boundaries. Ravi Papara played a composed innings of 50 of 44 deliveries with 6 fours. Let me tell you the verdict there. The match was won by Lahore Qalandars, who won the match by 4 wickets. Imam ul Haq was dismissed for naught. Kamran Akmal for 5. Haider Ali also went for a blob of the very first delivery from Salman Mirza. Sherfain Rutherford briefly entertained with 26 of 27, 2 sixes in that. Ahmad Butt was very quick in his work here, 23 unbeaten runs of just 11 deliveries, which included 2 sixes and 1 boundary. Wahab Riaz was not out on 140 for 6 was what Peshawar Zalmi put up on the board. And Shaheen Shah Afridi, absolutely splendid bowling figures. 4 overs, 1 maiden, 14 runs and 3 wickets. Splendid bowling figures from Shaheen Shah Afridi, who also took the man of the match award. Salman Mirza was costly, 2 for 35. Hamid Danial went for plenty of runs, 4 overs, none for 41. Rashid Khan was metronomic, 4 overs, no maiden, none for 14. David Weiss, 4 overs, 1 for 30. So 140 for the Peshawar Zalmi. Lahore Qalandars were chasing 140. If you look at the card of the Lahore Qalandars, it was not so easy for them on this particular pitch. with Fakhr Zaman making 15 of 15 deliveries, 1-4-1-6. Sohail Akhtar, who has the capability, as he has shown in the Pakistan domestic circuit, to really whack the ball yards. But here, he was a victim of the spinner. He made 14 of as many balls in that. Aga Salman making 21 of 16 for deliveries. But the Professor Mohammad Hafiz was there to nurture them towards the end. And suddenly there was a bit of a drama as wickets started falling. Dunk was out for 22. Wahab Riaz created a bit of a stir in the camp there. Samit Patel out for 8. David Weiss out for 0. And Rashid Khan, the onus came on Rashid Khan, but the Professor, Mohammad Hafiz, with his coolness, nurtured them home. He was not on 33 of 26, but it was Rashid Khan who blasted an unbeaten 27 of just 15 deliveries, which included 3 fours and 1 6. Game over. Lahore Qalandars winning the match by 4 wickets. Looking at the bowling, Wahab Riaz 2 for 30, Saqib Mahmood 2 for 22, Mohammad Imran none for 32, 1 for 25 to Mujibur Rahman, Ahmed Bhatt 2.3 overs, no maiden, 1 for 32. Shaheen Shah Afridi was declared man of the match. Now, the next match that we are talking about is the match between United versus Sultans. Multan Sultans were taking on the Islamabad United team. Multan Sultans took use of the wicket first, and batting first, they put 150 for 8 on the board. Mohammad Rizwan, the captain, led from the front, but probably one thought he was a bit slow during the death overs, not being able to force the pace. But we all know Mohammad Rizwan is such a wonderful talent for Pakistan. Mohammad Rizwan was the highest scorer, 71 of 53 deliveries, 8 fours and 2 sixes. Lynn was dismissed for 1. Vince briefly survived for 16 of 17, but that 1 4 and 1 6 that he hit was pretty good to see. Really, Rizzo thrashed 25 14, 2 fours and 2 sixes. Did not waste any time there in the middle. Sohaib Maqsood was out for just 2. Kusdil Shah went for 7. Brathwaite slammed unbeaten 22 of 14, 2 fours, 1 6. Shahid Afridi was out for a first ball blob, trying to loft Mohammad Azim, who was the best bowler today. He was making his debut, but I thought he bowled splendidly. Picked up 3 wickets for 29 runs with Shahid Afridi, as I said, caught Shadab Khan, bowled Mohammad Azim, was on a trick. He picked up 2 wickets. He first picked up the wicket of Sohaib Maqsood, and then he picked up the wicket of Shahid Afridi of 2 consecutive deliveries, 150 for 8, and Mohammad Wasim, as I said, the run-arm pace bowler, was making his debut. He had a good debut, 4 overs, no maiden, 3 for 29. Hassan Ali was excellent with his bowling, 4 overs, 1 for 16, just 1 boundary hit of his bowling there. The 1 for 27, Fahim Ashraf. Lewis Gregory, 2 for 31, went on to win the match for his team, Islamabad United, with his bat as well. 4 overs, 1 over 13, Gohar. Shadab Khan, 4 overs, 1 for 33. Islamabad United, they started off. Phil Salt looked good, but was out for 13 of 12 deliveries, 2 boundaries. Alex Sales hit 29, 2 fours, 2 sixes. Shadab Khan, the captain, came in at 1 drop, was out for 5. Hussain Talat, once again disappointed, 10 of 16, 1 6. Asif Ali could not last, line of 9, 2 fours. Iftikhar Ahmed was run out, and then there was a bit of pressure, a lot of pressure, in fact, on Lewis Gregory. But Lewis Gregory made him of 31 deliveries, 6 fours, 1 6. 5 minutes of 22. Zafar Gohar not out 3. It was game over. Islamabad United winning the match by 3 wickets. Bowling, Tahinveer none for 38. Sahibullah was making his debut. Was costly. There was none for 26. Mohammad Umar 1 for 34. Carlos Brathwaite 2 for 23. Shahid Afridi 2 for 24. Definitely showed his wares even at this particular age. 2 for 24. Kusdil Shah 1 for 4. Lewis Gregory was named man of the match. So that is as far as the Pakistan Super League was concerned. Let me see whether there's any other cricket news that I could really talk about. Yes, there is one news that I can talk to you. This is coming from Pakistan. The Pakistan Cricket Board Chairman Hassan Mani has said if India is not going to give written assurances to them, he will probably tell the ICC to shift the T20 World Cup to some other destination, I suppose. But that is something which is going on. Only wish and pray that to keep the relations good and everything should be going on well. India and Pakistan, they have not played for quite a long time. and everyone is waiting for that Indo-Pakistan clash, because that's sort of a titanic clash. And I think, looking at the Pakistan team, they are absolutely strong now. They have some Babar Azam, they have wonderful players like Mohammad Rizwan, and India are also pretty strong, and I think it could be a good contest. One only hopes that there is an India-Pakistan contest in the future, in the World Cup. Other than that, well, dear fans and subscribers, I think that's about it as far as, and Bangladesh will be playing Sri Lanka in the second week of April. They will be going to Sri Lanka. They first will be touring New Zealand, and after that they will embark to Sri Lanka in the week of April. Well, dear fans and subscribers, that's about it as far as today's cricket show is concerned. It's all over for today, and as you know, the week starts now, and when the week starts, the YouTube Cricket Happening show won't be on, and you'll have to keep an eye on Cricket Reddit and Twitter to look at my blogs, my short blogs that I do. Well, dear fans and subscribers, the response has been overwhelming, and it only really motivates me more to come onto the show and wax eloquent on the game of cricket. Thanks for your company as always. This is your host Ram signing off for this particular week. Thank you.